Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different DCTV topics. We've got news, we've got leaks. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so we got a bunch of different topics to talk about. As I said, all the links will be in the description below to all the separate pieces. A lot of this is rumors, a lot of this is leaks, so don't take everything absolutely seriously, but we're gonna break them down and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on everything. And yeah, if you guys have any other video suggestions for next week, let me know. Tomorrow we're going to be live streaming instead of tonight, so come join me around 10 PM UK time, which is around 5 PM Eastern time in America, so on the East Coast. So yeah, come join me tomorrow. We're gonna have some special guests, we're gonna have some interesting conversations. But for now, let's go ahead and get into today's main topic. So first things first, we're gonna go over this leak which I found on DCEU leaks. And so according to Production Weekly, which is basically a place where you can actually find information about when things are set to go into production, sometimes it's known as an accurate site, but sometimes they get stuff completely wrong. So you're gonna have to take this with a big grain of salt because they've been known to be very right, but they've also known to be very wrong. So that's what we're dealing with here. But according to the page, and the link will be in the description below, apparently Booster Gold is going to be going into production in 2025 as per Production Weekly. Now, I'm not going to go into like the details about like what the synopsis is and everything like that, because you know that is just like whatever they've written. And basically I think the main thing to take away from these reports from Production Weekly is just that they've at least heard that production is set to start around the time that they are reporting. And it's not just Booster Gold, it's actually another DCTV show which we'll talk about in a minute. But am I surprised if Booster Gold were to go into production in 2025? So by 2025 I guess they are probably referring to maybe around the start of the year, around the time that Superman started this year. So is that a shock? No, I think you have to get a lot of projects out there. DC studios can't just have 1 or 2 projects that are going to be shooting every year. They need to have like 4, 5, 6 projects going, and that's because they've got TV shows, they've got films. It's not just a film universe, it's a whole expansive universe that's going to stretch across these different mediums. And so if the reports that we've heard about the Supergirl film, which Deadline reported yesterday, it's apparently going to be starting to film Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow around the end of the year, so around Q4, that is between the start of October and the end of December. If Supergirl begins filming around October, November, December time, that would actually line up, because yes, James Gunn is not going to be the one directing every episode of Booster Gold. James Gunn is not directing Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, so that means he and his team behind the scenes at DC Studios can really start producing all of this content and even have them overlapping at times, because as I said, they really need like a good backlog. They need projects that are just ready to be released whenever there is a gap. And I think Booster Gold's coming out in 2025. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't think it was ever the main priority, because I don't think Booster Gold is the most popular character. Yes, you saw them at the end of Legends of Tomorrow. Yes, you've seen them in the animated shows, but really, I don't think Booster Gold is like a huge character. They're just a fan favorite when it comes to DC fans. So the other show that is apparently going to go into production in 2025, and this makes complete sense as well, because we've been hearing a lot about it, and actually our next topic is to do with the main casting process for this project, and that is in fact Lanterns. So Lanterns is included on this Production Weekly spreadsheet that they've got. And so apparently Lanterns, along with Booster Gold, will be supposedly going into production in 2025. And as I said, Lanterns is definitely one of the most anticipated DCU TV shows that is going to be coming. We haven't had a Green Lantern project properly since that Ryan Reynolds film. I do feel like they've been very afraid to go into Green Lantern again after that film, because it just didn't do very well and it wasn't received very well. And I think audiences have needed some time away from it, but I think it's about damn time we go back get into that Green Lantern world again, because it's just such a rich set of characters that they can go into. It's obviously the more cosmic side of DC because it's all space set, and the Lanterns show is set to include a lot of different Green Lanterns, and there's a lot of different prospects in terms of who could be the villains. It could be the Red Lanterns, it could be Sinestro, it could be anyone from Green Lantern's history, and we know it's not just one main star in the show. Now let's move on to our next main topic, because this actually links directly into what we've been talking about, because according to Jeff Snyder, he was on John Roca's The Hot Mic, and he has said he has heard they want a big name to star in Lanterns, and they have previously reported that John will be in his 20s/early 30s in terms of, you know, the DCU leaks, and Hal would be a veteran Lantern late 30s to 40s. Now that's not Jeff saying that himself, but he's heard recently that with Lanterns obviously getting started, they want a big name to star in the Green Lantern show. And I have to say, this is one of the most exciting DCU projects that they've got going on. I think it'll be interesting to see who ends up making the show. Is James going to be involved in this? Because obviously his cosmic background with Marvel, he's found pretty good success over there with Guardians of the Galaxy. But in terms of who the big names could be, I don't know how big they're thinking. Are they thinking kind of like Nicholas Hoult level, which is not like an A-list star? It's not Timothée Chalamet, it's not Ryan Reynolds, it's not Ryan Gosling. I reckon actually a good casting would be someone who is pretty popular right now, and that would be someone like Glenn Powell. I know he is very big based on, you know, his recent films. He was in Top Gun Maverick, he was great in that. I also saw him in Richard Linklater's latest film. He's a great actor, and I think his popularity has definitely gone up. And so I don't know if they would class him as a big name. I would say technically yes. Also, Alan Richardson is a pretty big actor right now. Obviously he was involved in DC before he was in Titans, but he is pretty huge now, and he's actually been campaigning to play the DCU's Batman. So we know he wants to get back involved with DC, and this is a big project. As I said, Lanterns is something that people are going to actually watch. People are going to be anticipating this, just like they anticipate, okay, when is the Superman film going to come out? What's it going to be like? I think Lanterns is probably the biggest DCU TV show that they've got going on. And so I think a big name like Alan Richardson would fit in, or Glenn Powell, and I think they would fit the mold of the Lanterns. You know, the Lanterns are kind of known as like the galactical police of the DC universe. You know, they are the superheroes in space, rather than just the superheroes who are, you know, protecting a planet or anything like that. They're in charge of the whole galaxy. And obviously, as I said earlier, this is very much so down the line of what James Gunn is used to. We know that we're going to get a Green Lantern in Superman. We know Nathan Fillion is going to be playing Guy Gardner, so I presume Nathan will also be in this show. And we know that because James Gunn has been pretty open about how he wants all of the actors from the TV shows, from the animated projects, to all appear in various different projects. So if there's a Lantern show, surely they've got to include Guy Gardner. Now, I don't know if they're going to have Jon Stewart, if they're going to have Hal Jordan as well. I don't know who's going to be like that main center figure, or is it going to be more of an ensemble show? But the idea of them going for a big name kind of goes against that ensemble show idea. So it's probably going to be more about like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and according to past reports, Jon is going to be a bit younger, and then Hal would be a bit more of like a veteran Green Lantern in Lanterns, the TV show. But let me know, what do you think about this? Tell me, who would be your main pick to play Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart in the Lanterns TV show that will supposedly begin production in 2025. The final thing that I want to talk about in today's video is in regards to a leak from Daniel RPK. He's my friend. He's actually said that Joker 2 is going to get its first trailer on April 9th at CinemaCon. So that is not a long time, that's 5 days from now. This does make a lot of sense because they just released the first poster of Joker 2. You can see it on the screen right here. And considering this film is coming out in October this year, I mean, it would make sense to have a first teaser trailer out there to get people anticipating this film. And obviously it's a sequel. People are quite uncertain because it's supposed to be like almost like a superhero jukebox musical. It's kind of weird, like it just doesn't sound like something you would expect from a sequel to Joker, which is a really serious, a really dark film. And yeah, it was quite the opposite. But looking forward to seeing this trailer. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications if you are new around here. As I said, we're doing a live stream tomorrow, 10 PM UK time. That's 5 PM Eastern Standard Time in America. But for now, click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.